Preparations of the memorial and funeral services of the late Pope Francis are underway. His body will be transferred to St. Peter's Basilica this morning for worshippers to pay their respects ahead of his funeral on Saturday. SABC News correspondent John Bevir is standing by to give us an update from Rome. John, perhaps talk to us about what's about to happen today, because this is where we actually see the transportation of the Pope's remains. Let's perhaps talk to what we can expect.
Yeah, absolutely that. And this will be surrounded with all the pomp and ceremony you would expect of an occasion like this. And the Pope's body will make the short journey into St. Peter's Basilica, which is this building you can see behind me, and that will be accompanied by a procession. And the reason it's going into there is to allow the thousands of people who are here already to pay their respects, and they will be allowed to file past the body between now and Friday evening local time ahead of the funeral on Saturday morning. So it is an important part when you have the death of a pope that the body lies in state, to allow people to pay their personal respects, because of course the Pope, as well as being the head of the Catholic Church and an important head of state, as it were, and someone who is very big on the global scene, they are also of huge importance to people at a much more personal level as well. Those of faith very much mourning the death of Pope Francis. So, as I say, it's an important part of that, and that, yes, we are expecting that procession to begin in just under an hour from now here at 9 a.m. local time.
No doubt, this is a very big logistical plan for Italy that they have to put in place, because whether we're talking about security for just the pontiff himself and those that are coming to obviously pay their last respects, as you have been saying, but within the next couple of days we're expecting so many heads of state to start arriving as well. So security must be at an all-time high at the moment. Have you noticed massive changes within Italy and where you are at the moment?
Yeah, within the last day or two, things have really been ramping up in terms of security. Outside the Vatican last night, there was the normal armed Italian guards. In the Vatican itself, a huge number of patrols of security. It has to be said, of course, everything incredibly somber at the moment, so everything relatively good-natured. Of course, behind the scenes there is a huge amount of work going on to keep it that way, to keep everything smooth, to keep everything running. But as tens of thousands are expected to keep entering Rome and Vatican City today, it's the logistics of managing and moving a mass crowd of people that's presenting a lot of the challenges. So yes, that really is the main challenge in the coming days ahead of the funeral itself on Saturday. And then, of course, once we've had the funeral, then many of the crowds of people here will start to disperse, and then the conclave will begin, which of course is the process of choosing a new pope.
Well, John, perhaps estimates of the amount of people that are expected to come and pay their last respects between Rome and the Vatican City. I mean, from previous times, one would imagine, I know you say tens of thousands, but I can imagine that this number is just an estimate. But I mean, are there estimates at the moment of to how many people we can expect?
Yeah, it's an incredibly difficult thing to predict, isn't it? Knowing how people are going to arrive here. Obviously, we have an idea of the scale of things. If you try and book a hotel room or an Airbnb or something like that in Rome for Friday, Saturday, going into Sunday, you are really going to struggle. And of course, Rome is a major European centre, and it is well used to dealing with large crowds, but it is expected to reach some sort of capacity. In terms of numbers, I mean, we're being told tens of thousands a day are coming here, hundreds of thousands potentially expected at the funeral itself. it is very difficult to know, isn't it? I think the authorities have said that they will make sure they're ready to deal with however many people come. But of course, Pope Francis, known as the People's Pope, the first Pope from the Southern Hemisphere, means that he attracts people from far and wide. So they are expecting a lot of people to come here, and the authorities say that they will be able to deal with it.
Yeah, indeed. Just as I start wrapping up, obviously we know that the funeral is on Saturday, and we speak to some of the heads of state that have already confirmed their attendance to the funeral. There is a list that's growing daily. I mean, just some of them that I'm looking at. I mean, whether we talk about US President Donald Trump, Emmanuel Macron, Keir Starmer, Volodymyr Zelensky also, who, by the way, is on his way to South Africa. We should be having a state visit of his tomorrow. So this is a few. Do you have more that have been confirmed that will be coming and in attendance?
Yeah, it really is a who's who of global leaders coming. It is pretty much everyone you can think of, to be perfectly honest. Of course, there will be a good representation from South America as well, because of Pope Francis's heritage, coming from Argentina as he did. We're also expecting members of royal families. I've seen that the King of Spain is coming. Prince William is coming to represent the British royal family as well. So we're going to see a real mix of politicians, of faith leaders, and also of monarchs as well. Obviously, we will have a higher representation from Europe because it's right on their doorsteps. But we are expecting representatives from around the world as well, from across Africa, from across Asia. Anywhere with a large Catholic population, really, are expected to have a representative here on Saturday. And this really is a truly global event.
Well, John, let's leave it there for now. No doubt we'll be in touch with you on most of the days leading up to the funeral, and then, of course, when that conclave does begin. But as you say, today is the big day where we actually see the moving of the Pope's body, where it will now be on display for the public to come by and pay their last respects as the body is expected in the cathedral. This will be the St. Peter's Basilica this morning. Thank you very much, John.